Hello everybody. I, Professor Himangi Patil, welcome you to the third part of data communication and network. This third part describes TCP/IP model. TCP/IP, that means Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. This TCP/IP model is sometimes called as a protocol suite also, as it consists of the number of protocols at each layer. TCP/IP or Internet model is very similar to OSI model, but it does not exactly matches with the OSI model, as OSI model consists of the 7 layers in it, while TCP/IP consists of 5 layers in it. OSI model will gives the functionality of each layer, how the communication will be between the two layers. But TCP/IP protocol suite defines the protocols which are used for that communication. TCP/IP model, or sometimes called as the Internet model, has 5 layers in it: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, and the application layer. The set of protocol that allow the communication across the multiple diverse network. TCP/IP consists of the two important protocols: Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. These two protocols actually describe the movement of data between the host computers that are connected on internet. TCP/IP protocol suite, however, the suite of many others protocols also, which provide for the reliable communication across the internet and web services. Various protocols are working on every layer, and each layer being responsible for the different parts of the communication. TCP/IP also offers the naming and the addressing scheme. This original TCP/IP protocol suite was defined only 4 layers. The first layer is host to network layer, then internet layer. That layer is sometimes called as a network layer as well. Third layer is a transport, and fourth layer is an application layer. But as the host to network layer was made up of physical layer and data link layer as that of the OSI model, that become overloaded, and hence in some later edition TCP/IP protocol suite was consisted of 5 layers, where the physical and data link layer has been separated. Now TCP/IP and OSI model, if they are compared with each other, so as shown in figure, the black columns shows you the layers in OSI model, where the yellow, blue, green and orange layers will show you the layers of TCP/IP model. As shown in figure, the physical and data link layer of OSI model is merged to a host to network layer. Network layer is as it is carried as a internet layer. The transport layer is also carried as it is, but the application, presentation and session layer are combined together to prepare the fourth layer of TCP/IP model, that is application layer. Now as shown in figure, each layer will describe some protocols. For example, on transport layer there are 3 protocols: SCTP, TCP, UDP. On application layer, SMTP, FTP, HTTP, DNS, SMTP, Telnet and so on, like that the number of protocols are defined. So let us look one by one. The first layer, that is host to network layer, it is sometimes also called as a physical and data link layer. This is the lowest layer of physical TCP/IP protocol suite. It supports all the standards and proprietary protocols like LAN, WAN, SATNet, packet radio or ARPANET. No specific protocol is defined on this layer. These all protocols are the proprietary protocols, and they are used to connect the host to a network. The second layer is the internet layer or network layer. It allows the host to insert the packet into any network and then make them travel independently to the destination. Here, the order of packet transmission is different as that of the reception. So, the specific format is defined for this packet, and that packet format is called as the IP, that is Internet Protocol. Higher order of layer makes an arrangement to arrange the packet in the sequential order. This network or internetwork layer supports the internetworking protocols. There are four different protocols are defined on this layer, and fifth protocol is called as the internet protocol, which is the major protocol defined on this layer. The first protocol is IP, that is internet protocol. This is the most unreliable and connectionless protocol. It transmits the packet or datagram along the different route, and all that datagram can reach to the destination may be out of sequence. So, IP transport the data packet in the various ways, and they can arrive at the destination in the various sequential order. In such case, if any packet is duplicated, it is being discarded at the receiver. And as all the datagrams are sequentially ordered, though they are connected out of order, they can be rearranged in the order. IP does its best to gauge the transmission through its destination without any guarantee, but it consists of the fastest delivery system for any datagram. The second protocol is ARP, that is Address Resolution Protocol. This protocol is used to find the physical address of any node or host when its IP is known. It is used to associate to the logical address with the physical address. That means if the datagram or the packets are crossing a network boundary, it requires some logical address along with the physical address. So at that time ARP come in a picture. The third protocol is Reverse Address Resolution Protocol, that is RARP, that allows the host to discover its internal address when it is known its physical address. Because these network layer protocols are used to come with the communication when all the hosts are connected using internet. So if the physical address is known, this RARP protocol allows any host to find out its internet address. The next protocol is ICMP protocol. This internet control message protocol used to send the query and different error reporting messages. It is nothing but a mechanism which is used by the various hosts and the gateways connected in the network to send the different types of notification related to the datagram if any problem arises. The next protocol is IGMP, that is Internet Group Message Protocol. It is used to initiate some simultaneous transmission of the same message to a number of recipients. Generally, we receive the number of messages of a shopping cart or the mall or the bank. So at that time, that messages are generated to all their customers at a time. So this is the best example of IGMP protocol. The next layer of the TCP/IP protocol suite is transport layer. It allows the peer entities of source and destination to communicate with each other. It very similar functions as that of the OSI model. This transport layer consists of the three important protocols, that is TCP, then UDP and then SCTP. TCP, that is Transmission Control Protocol, is a reliable and connection oriented protocol. It can handle the flow control. It allows the byte stream transmitted from one machine to the another machine without any error. It provides full transport layer services to all applications. The second protocol is UDP, that is User Datagram Protocol. User Datagram Protocol is a process to process protocol. It assures about the prompt delivery, but it does not guarantee about the accurate delivery. It is a connectionless and unreliable protocol, and hence we cannot give the guarantee of the accuracy. The third protocol is SCTP, that is Stream Control Transmission Protocol. It is the combination of UDP and TCP. Both protocol can come in the picture when SCTP works. This protocol provides the support to a newer application like VoIP. In the case of VoIP, we can have the secure data as well as the prompt delivery. Secure data functions is captured from TCP and prompt delivery function captured from UDP. It is not completely connectionless and it is not completely connection oriented, and hence it is a combination of UDP and TCP. The last layer of TCP IP is application layer. Now this layer is very similar to the combined session, presentation and application layer as that of the OSI model. That means the functions of session layer, presentation layer and application layer from the OSI model are combined here in the TCP IP model. It is related with the high level protocol like FTP, Telnet, SMTP, or simply domain name services like that. Now it is responsible for the dialogue control. It can establish the communication between two parties and it can hold that communication, it can end that communication. This layer also gives the translation, encryption and compression facility as well. And the number of application oriented interfaces and the support services can be active on this layer. This layer provides the protocol like DNS, SMTP, FTP, Telnet, like that. Now, domain name service is a simple client to client server model where hierarchical domain based naming system is used. For example, hemangikb@gmail.com or bank at maharashtra.edu. So here the first of all Hemangi KB is the username, then it is at the rate of Google Mail Services, so .com. So there are number of hierarchies are maintained. The second layer is SMTP. It is particularly used to transfer the emails from one user to the another user, and this task is being completed by a user agent. User agent is nothing but a email client software which we are using when we are accessing a mail. The third protocol is a file transfer protocol, FTP. FTP works again on the client and server model. When we are working over the internet and we want to share or we want to access some data from the remote computer, so at that time we are requesting this protocol FTP to transfer our file. The next protocol is POP. It is simple mail retrieval protocol used by the user agent when again we are accessing the mails. Whenever we are surfing the internet or we are checking our inbox for the mail, some messages are continuously popped up, and that messages are popped up using this POP protocol. Then hypertext transfer protocol, that is HTTP. This protocol used to transfer the electronic mail from one computer to another computer, and it works in two different modes. The first mode is delete mode and second mode is the keep mode. It is particularly used for email. Whenever we are writing some internet pages, that pages are written in the HTML language. This HTML language have their different codes and syntaxes while writing the web page. But as the user cannot understand this HTML language, this HTTP will convert the HTML language into the user understandable language. So these are all the application layer protocols which user is directly exposed to use. And using this TCP IP model, we can operate all the layers and all the protocols in it. Thank you very much.